Hello, in this lecture we are going to see linear search and binary search. Searching for an element in an array, that is what we are going to look. Two popular methods, linear search and binary search. The array we have declared with a size equal to 10, and for the making it simpler, I have inserted all 10 elements onto the array. So size equal to the array size and length is the number of elements in the array. Linear search is going to perform the search operation in a linear fashion in the array. I think you are familiar with linear search and binary search algorithms. So usually while searching for an element, the element we are searching in the array, we call it a key value. So in this case, key equal to 5. Let's take this example. So we will be searching it like this. The linear search will be proceeding like this. We'll be searching. We'll be comparing the key value with the first element, second element, third, fourth, etc. And at reaching this position, we get the element, or it is a successful search. Let's say we search for another key element which is equal to 12. Once again, we'll start from the first position, 0, 1, 2, etc. And once you reach here, once the array is done, then we can say that it's an unsuccessful search. This is the linear search algorithm. For I equal to 0, I less than length, you traverse through the array and check whether the element is equal to the key element or not. If the key element equal to a of I, then return that position. Usually the search operation will return the index of the element that is being that you get a match. Otherwise you return a -1 to denote that it is not match, or it's an unsuccessful search. So key equal to 5 is a successful search and key equal to 12 is an unsuccessful search. So the best case you can get in the case of a linear search is you get the element that is getting that you're searching is available in the very first position itself. So it's an order of 1 or a constant time operation. For example, you're searching for a value 8, then you get it in the very first comparison itself, or in one comparison. So that is called the best case algorithm, or best case analysis, order of 1. So in the best case, you can get it in order of 1. In the worst case, if it is an unsuccessful search, you will have to pass through the entire array, and at the end of the array, you will say that, or you will return a value -1, means that it's an unsuccessful search. Or if you're searching for the last element, that's also similar to the worst case condition. You will have to say it is order of n, or it is linear to proportional to the number of elements in the array. The average case is analysis is something like you will have to consider all the possible conditions, the best case, worst case, and all the intermediate conditions as well. Best case is this: it will take one comparison. If the element is, if you're searching for a value 9, 2 comparisons is required. And if you're searching for 4, 3 comparisons is required. If you're searching for 2, 10 comparisons. If you're searching for something else which is not present in the array, then n+1 comparisons. So n plus, then n+1. So that many comparisons. The total time taken will be n into n+1 by 2 divided by n. You will get it as order of n itself. So average case analysis also order of n. Now let's see how we can improve the linear search algorithm. There are two methods by which you can improve the algorithm. Linear search algorithm, I mean. So the linear search algorithm can be improved with the help of transposition method or move to front or head method. Both are very simple techniques. This is uh, implemented with the intuition that you are going to search for a particular key value again and again. So for example, if you are searching for a key value 5 again and again multiple times, Then in the case of linear search, you will always it will always take 8 comparisons. But the transposition method is this: if you get a key value, a successful search, then what you will do is you will swap the element a and ai and ai minus 1. So you will move the element 5 to this position, so that in the next step, sorry, in the next search, you will get it in 7 comparisons. So in the next search, you will get it in 5 comparisons and so on. So if the element that you are searching multiple times will be slowly moving towards the 0th position. So that is the transposition method. Move to front as by bringing your entry to the very first position directly. That is searching. If you're searching for an element 5, at that point itself, you bring it to the first position and return that value 0. Means that it's available in the first position. So in the next step, if you are searching for the same key value 5, you will get it in one comparison. But if you search for something else, for example, search for 7 and then you search for 5, then 5 will be thrown out somewhere else, and that's a bad idea. That's all about linear search. Now let's look at binary search. I think you are familiar with binary search. Binary search also. The first and foremost condition for binary search algorithm is that you require the array to be in sorted order. So here I have an array of size 15 and number of elements also 15, and the elements are already in the sorted order. The elements are also in the sorted order. Uh, for binary search, some additional things you require is you will require 3 additional variables: low, high, and mid. These 3 variables. You initialize low as the first value and high as the last value, and you calculate mid as low plus high divided by 2. And you always compare the key element with the mid value. So it will be something like this. Let's say you are searching for an element 18 and the element is available at the 5th position. In the case of linear search, it will take 5 comparisons. You search for 18 here, 18 here, 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 and here. And here you will say that it is a match, and you can say that it's a successful search. So it will take 5 comparisons. But in the case of binary search, you can do it in less number of comparisons. This search method is called binary. Why? Because after every comparison, it will be dividing the entire array into 2 parts, and we will be searching for the element in one of the 2 parts, in the lower half or in the higher on the right half, left half of or right half. So that is why we require 2 variables here, low and high. We initialize low as 0 and high as 14. Then you calculate mid, low plus high by 2. You get it as 7. You compare a of mid, a of 7 with the key value. If the key value is less than a of mid, then you search in the lower half. If it is greater than, key is greater than a of mid, then it is sure that your element is available in the right hand side. Why? Because the elements are already in the sorted order. So in this case, it is sure that your element is in the left hand side. So you change your high value to mid minus 1 6. Now you need to search only in this smaller array 0 to 6. That is what low is equal to 6 and high is equal to, low is equal to 0 and high is equal to 6. Now you do the same operation again, mid equal to low plus high by 2. You will get new mid and search for the, compare a of mid with key value. You can see that key is greater than a of mid. So you need to search in the right side. So when we say that search in the right hand side, you change the low value. So low equal to 4 and high is equal to 6. Then calculate mid again. The same process is continued, and you can say that at some point of time you got it as a of mid equal to key value, and it is a successful search operation. So in the linear search, it was taking 5 comparisons. In the binary search, it took only 4 comparisons. Now let's try a new key value 34. In the case of linear search, it will take 11 comparisons because it's available in the 10th position here. But in the case of binary search, again, it will take only 4 comparisons. Low equal to 0 and high equal to 14, that is the initial condition. Then A of mid is less than key value. So you need to change the low value to mid plus 1. So you will be searching in the right hand side of the array. So in this part only. So low is equal to 8 and mid is equal to, sorry, high equal to 14. You calculate mid again, 37, which is greater than this element you are searching for. So lower half only you need to search. So only these three elements, 29, 33 and 34. Yeah, 8, 9 and 10. So low is equal to 8 and high is equal to 10. Now you calculate mid. A of mid is less than key value. Go to the right hand side position. Low is equal to 10, high is equal to 10. Then check A of 10. It is same. So we can say that it's a successful search. This is true in the case of an unsuccessful search also. For example, if you're searching for an element 25, you will initialize low is equal to 0, high is equal to 14. Then you see that the element is the chance of obtaining the element is in the lower half. So once again, you will search for, you will change the value of high, then calculate mid, then you will reach a position where low and high is equal to same. Still the element is A of mid, A of 6 is 24, but you're searching for an element 25. A of mid is greater than, sorry, less than A of, sorry, key value, means that you are supposed to search in the right hand side, but we know that there is nothing in the right hand side that need to be searched because we are already avoided these values. So what it will do is it will just increment low as mid plus 1, but low, sorry, high is 6 itself. So when there is a condition, whenever you get a condition like low is greater than high, then you can stop because there is nothing in the right hand side to search, because high is, we have already passed high. So whenever low pass through high, or whenever low is greater than high, then you can stop and say that the element is not present. So in the case of an unsuccessful search in this array, in terms of linear search, it will take 15, 16 comparisons. Sorry, 15 comparisons. But in the case of binary search, it took only 5 comparisons. Now let's look at the binary search algorithm. This already we have seen with the help of an example. Let's see the program code for that. While low less than or equal to high, whenever low is greater than high, you can stop and you can return -1, saying that there is nothing to be searched. You are already past low. Sorry, you are already past high, so there is nothing in the right hand side to search. So you can stop and say the element is not present. Otherwise, what we do is we are passing low, high, and key value. Key value is the element that need to be searched. Low is equal to initialized as 0, and high is initialized as the maximum value in this case. Mid is calculated, low plus high by 2. Then check, compare A of mid and key. If they are equal, return mid, not A of mid. Actually, the position of the element need to be returned, not the element itself. The element we already know it is the key value. If key is less than A of mid, then high need to be changed as mid -1. If key is greater than A of mid, then low is equal to changed as mid plus 1. Or you need to search in the right side of the array, right half of the array. So that's an iterative algorithm. Let's look at a recursive algorithm as well. I think you know something about recursion. Uh, we'll be talking about recursion in some other classes, recursive algorithms and its idea and its advantages, etc. The very first itself, you can see that here we are using a looping statement, but here we are using a condition statement. The condition is same, low is less than or equal to high. If whenever low is passes high, then you can return and say that the element is not present. The idea is same, low plus high by 2 equal to mid. Then if key is equal to a of mid, you return mid. Otherwise, if key is less than a of mid, then you need to search in the left portion of the array. So you call this algorithm or this function recursively by changing high to mid minus 1. Otherwise, you call the function again by changing the low value to mid plus 1, or you search in the right half of the array. So that's all about linear search and binary search. We have looked at linear search, then improving the linear search algorithm. Then we have seen binary search example and iterative and recursive binary search algorithm as well. Thank you.